Hello, how are you today? So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can sew zippers on shorts or pants using the easiest process ever. Okay, so that's called center zipper, centered, right? And it's really like we're going to do in 5 steps, but it's basically like 2 steps. So if you're scared of sewing zippers, if you never even tried, this is the best way for you to try it out and it'll work. All right. So I'll make it very simple for you. So what we're gonna do is I made I made this pair of shorts in a live video, and you can actually watch if you want to see how I did. I used the old tablecloth, a vintage tablecloth that's embroidered and turned into a pair of shorts. And if you want to see how the whole construction was done, you can watch the video here in the channel. I'll link the video here. And yeah, that's it. And then now I just left the zipper out, and now I'm gonna edit and show to you the whole process. All right, so let's get started. What are the materials that you need, right? Basically, you're gonna need the piece, right? Obviously, sewing pins are very important. So I have those with glass head that are thin and wonderful. The zipper, obviously, as well, and then scissors and the zipper foot. You see? So what's the every sewing machine comes with this foot, and if you don't have, if you have an old machine, you can get on eBay or something, you know, the proper one for your machine. But usually what it is a foot that has an opening where the needle can reach the very edge of the zipper. So that's here. So the first step is and that's how I do, at least. I'm sure other people do it in different ways, but how I like to do is first I place the zipper where I want it to be, finally. So then I can mentalize how I'm going to work with, but that's basically how it is. Hey, just a tip for you. It's usually better to sew the zip before you add the waistband, but I just wanted to finish this during my live class, and I finished the waistband. That's why I have left, the seam allowance, and then you do just a little extra seam allowance here. I did the zigzags on the edge to finish it, and that's how I have now, what I ended up with, right? And where the zipper would be like here, huh? So at the end, that's how I want it to be, right? This is not an invisible zipper. It's kind of visible, but I'll try to hide it as much as I can, and I'll put in place. So the first step is to just you like analyze it, and then you decide where you want your zip to be. Okay. Now step 2 is to pin it where you want your zip to be placed. So let's say I wanted it here, so that's how I want it to be. And where I'm gonna sew it up, eventually is on the back. It's on the seam allowance, right? So if I unzip it, I would like the zipper to be like right behind my folding line here, right? So then I'm gonna attach to the seam allowance here, look. And I ironed it before, so that's how I have this line here. And I'm just placing the zipper right on the edge. And then I'll pin it on my seam allowance, right? There. Okay, so now it's placed, it's secure there. And then I can zip up and see if it's good. And yeah, it looks good. So now I can sew. So in step 3, we're gonna sew the zipper. So I'm gonna unzip it. It's pinned in place, right? And I'm gonna unzip it. And then stitch right close to the edge of the plastic part of the zipper, okay? And you might not see it, my machine here, but I'll show you after I sew. Make sure you don't get too close to the plastic thing, because otherwise then it will be hard for you to zip up and down, okay? But do like as close as possible. When you try, you understand what I'm saying. Here it is. And then I do a reverse to start. And as I sew, I pull my pins out. Step number 4 is I'm gonna make sure everything is correct. And then I gotta pin the other side. So pin down. Here it is. So this side is nice looking. Then I gotta go right. So how I want it to look finally. And it looks like it's a little longer. So I have to fix this later. I hold the zipper together with the, the whole thing and pin it. It's the seam allowance that's folded underneath there. And also the zipper. It's like a sandwich. Okay? Then I'm just gonna look in the inside and see if it's looking straight. Sort of, yeah. So it's looking okay. It should be a little more towards this side, but that's fine. See, I'm gonna reach below here, underneath everything, and grab them all, and then pin it. It's better, well, I was saying that it's better for you to add the zipper before you add the waistband, because then, the length here would be the same. See, now I have to fix it, but that's fine. That's for another class. Okay, so now the 5th and last step is I'm just gonna sew over it. So I start from up there. I'm like a 3/4 of an inch away from the edge, and I'm gonna do a top stitch all the way down. And the same thing, like I take the pins as I sew. You don't want to sew over your sewing pins. And then when you reach the end of the zipper, the bottom, which is usually either like above or below that metal piece, be careful to not stitch the metal piece, because then it's going to break your needle. And I just do a little square shape down here across the zip, like a reverse, back and forth, and then go across 1/4 of an inch, and then come all the way up. And it's like a top as a stitch over the first seam that we did. Do a reverse to lock the stitch, and that's it. And then later I have to fix my waistband, but that's easy. And also add the button. Here it is, look. Okay, it's not invisible, but it's there. Then I'll fix this here, put a button. I have to cut and then put a button. All right, that's it. That's the easiest way you can sew a zipper on shorts or pants. I'm Vanya. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and stay tuned for my next videos. See you soon. Bye.